What's going on, everybody? I am Jabby Kawai, joined by Achara Kirk.
What's up?
We are watching the pitch meeting for The Flash. I am very excited to get into this. I waited until Achara was available and I was available so we could do this together because I think that this is going to be a good one. I can feel it in my bones. It's going to be a great one. 6 minutes of joy. You guys, if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and pretty please vote this up. Let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. And while you're subscribing and upvoting, please follow Pitch Meeting. There's a link in the description below. If you want to click on that link, give the original video an upvote and subscribe to him from there. Let him know Jabby sent you. Here we go.
So, you have a Flash movie for me? Yes, sir, I do. And I'm thinking maybe we tap into some multiverse territory on this one. That's supposed to be a big trend coming up, so if all goes well with this, we'll be one of the first movies. You know it, sir. This idea is still fresh, because it's roughly 2014 as we're having this conversation. That is roughly the current year, so we'll be putting this out before the market gets oversaturated, assuming there are no production delays or anything horrible happens. Hey, don't jinx it. I didn't jinx it, I was just saying, well, hopefully nothing goes... Was that a jinx? Did I just curse this production? It could have been some unrelated supernatural thing. I gotta say, that felt pretty cursy. Yeah, it felt a little cursy, but maybe we'll be okay. Well, fingers crossed. So anyway, what happens in this bad boy? Well, we're gonna start the movie by trying to, re-establish Barry as a heroic figure. Is that gonna be hard to do? Actually, it's gonna be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yeah, see, I figure we just have him shove a little baby in a microwave. What? He doesn't leave it in there for long. When the bell dings, he takes it out. The bell dings, so the microwave was on? It was falling from a building. What is going on? A bunch of babies are falling from a building. Flash saves them all, eats a burrito, puts one of them in a microwave. All right, let's move past that. I don't understand. Well, okay then. Well, we're also gonna show that Barry has this thing on his suit that tracks calories, tells him when he's running out of energy. Oh, so he kind of loses his powers if he doesn't eat.
Nope.
Exactly. I bet that's gonna come into play in a big way later. Now that I think of it, not much, maybe a gag or two. Oh, tracking calories for a while, but then just kind of neglecting to do it is tight. Okay, I'm trying to drop a bit of weight, but they keep coming out with new Oreo flavors. Oh my God.
Oh my God, I feel your
Anyway,
pain.
so Flash is gonna...
Off of what he's saying, there might have been drafts of this movie, either in script form or in the editing, where that did come into play, and it just got cut out because the movies needed to be shorter. That is, I think, a rule of screenwriting where I'm sure the writers considered it when they were putting it together. They're like, oh, this has to come back. Unless they were lazy and didn't even think about it. The other day, I saw someone getting mad about the writers on strike. Jenna Ortega, and she was talking to someone. She was talking about how she's tired of these roles for females that were they're all powerful. The Mary Sue kind of thing, right? And the YouTuber going off on it was like, see, these writers need to do better. And I'm like, it's not necessarily the writers, though. It could be the producers. The writers are just trying to keep their job.
Exactly.
So, it is kind of weird to think about how it could have been early and ahead of everyone else on the multiverse thing, and it was behind.
Yeah.
Flash is gonna help save the day, and we're gonna see Batman, and Wonder Woman's gonna pop out for a second, too. Oh, I like that. I think it'd be great if she started doing that constantly eventually. Just popping out for a single scene, smiling and leaving. Yeah, I could see that being a career trajectory for her for sure. So what else happens? Well, Barry's dad's gonna be falsely imprisoned for killing Barry's mom, right? Uh-oh. And so Barry realizes he can use the Speed Force to go back in time, so he goes and stops her from ever dying. Very cool. But then he actually gets knocked out of the Speed Force by another speedster, and then he meets a younger, more annoying version of himself. More annoying? Oh my God. Yeah, so Barry realizes this is actually the day that he got his powers, so he brings himself to get the powers, but then loses his own. Okay. And then they see the General Zod is attacking. A very coincidentally eventful day. It sure was, sir. So Barry wants to get the Justice League together, but they don't exist in this timeline. Why not? Because this is an alternate timeline where we only paid those actors to be in the beginning of the movie. Oh, okay. But it turns out this timeline does have an older Batman. He's the one played by Michael Keaton. He's from the Michael Keaton Batman movies. He sure is, sir. The multiverse can be an excuse to bring back classic actors as a box office draw. Very smart. Although, hey, do you think the concept of multiverses might kind of diminish the stakes since there are infinite versions of every character? No. Me neither. Okay, let's go all in. Great, so they're gonna ask Batman to help, but he's gonna say no. What? For 2.5 minutes, then he says, yes, we gotta manufacture a bit of tension here. Gotcha. So now they realize they need to find Superman to help defeat Zod, but when they get to where they think he is, it turns out to be Supergirl. Oh, that's a different character. Still super, though. And so they're gonna ask Supergirl to help, but she's gonna say no. What? For 2.5 minutes, then she's gonna say yes. Right, good tension building. Yeah, she goes to check out Zod, who, as it turns out, is looking for her in this universe, not Superman. Oh, okay. And so she's like, oh, and she flies back to the good guys and helps our Barry get his powers back. Zod doesn't follow her. You said she's the one he's looking for. No, he doesn't, because it's not time for the final fight yet. That makes sense. So then it is time for the final fight, so they head over there, but Batman and Supergirl keep dying. Oh, dang it. So the Flashes keep going back in time to try to save them, but no matter what they do, Batman and Supergirl die. Wow. So younger Flash kind of goes nuts and keeps trying, and the multiverse starts to collapse onto itself. Oh. And maybe this is too expensive and complicated, but I thought this could be a chance to showcase some alternate superheroes, you know, like George Reeve, Christopher Reeve, Nicolas Cage, Adam West, Helen Slater. Of course that's doable. That's gonna be awesome. Oh, amazing. Yeah. We'll just say the CGI looks bad on purpose. So then what happens? Well, so then we find out.
That happened. That actually happened.
Yes.
You said it was deliberate.
I know. I'm like, wait, what? No, this is the dumbest excuse ever. We deliberately wanted bad CGI?
Yeah. Well,
Come on
I mean, the
now.
director, Muschietti, was like, look, this is from Flash's perspective, and that's how he sees it. I'm like, okay. That's
How convenient. I mean, I guess. I mean, it's your vision, it's your artwork, whatever.
Sure.
You can do whatever you want, but that is a rather convenient excuse
Yeah.
for crappy
So
CGI.
regarding what he said about there being a multiverse and that kind of reducing the stakes, I can see that argument, and that argument has been talked about for a long time. However, it doesn't take away the pain that you might feel in your own dimension or universe, right? And so if you lose somebody, you can go to an alternate dimension, but that's not necessarily your person. That's not necessarily your timeline.
Right, but you're talking about it from the perspective of the character in the movie. But from an audience perspective, perhaps it does diminish the stakes because you know that, oh, well, yeah, I'm sad that someone died, but we can just bring the actor back in another role.
The actor, yes, but the character, no. That's what I'm saying. I feel like the movie has done enough of a job. Like, I have to give the movie credit where it's due. I think it did a good enough job of expressing, like, yes, it's an alternate dimension, but you can't have that. And here's why. Obviously, you run into weird shit anytime you introduce time travel or alternate dimensions or alternate universes. And you have to establish a set of rules or parameters where it's like, yes, but. And I think the film did a good enough job with that, honestly. Like, they said it so that they gave it the same things as H.G. Wells, where it's like, no matter what you do, there are certain things that are, what do you call
Canon.
it? Canon events, yeah.
And then we find out that the speedster that had knocked Barry out of the Speed Force earlier in the movie was actually a future version of past Barry who's still trying to save Supergirl and Batman. Oh. Yeah, but now present Barry has realized he needs to go let his mom die. He can't change things. Very sad, yep. So then future past Barry's trying to kill the Barrys, so past Barry sacrifices himself to save main Barry and defeat future past Barry. Right. And so, yeah, main Barry goes back and lets his mom die. Wow, well, very powerful lesson he learned. Yeah. Well, he interferes a little to get his dad off the hook, so now Batman is George Clooney. Oh, so he did not learn. Yeah, a little bit, maybe not that much. Well, okay then. So what do you think? Good. I mean, this should be a massive hit. You know, unless one of the main cast goes on a violent crime spree or something crazy like that. Why would you say that? It's just a hypothetical. There's no harm in saying hypotheticals. Are you trying to get this movie cursed? Oh, crap, curses. Oh, well, maybe the universe didn't hear me say that. Maybe let's just stop talking now. Yeah. I mean, I think we're okay. Okay. Oh, that's a curse. That's a curse.
Oh, dang.
Hi, everybody. It's your boy, Ryan George here. Thank you so much for checking out that video. And hey, how about you leave me a comment down below letting me know what your favorite curse is that happened to you in your life? When did dark magic happen to you?
I wonder what the assignment was there. I thought he did a great job of his little expressions, his little reactions to the whatever it was, like the screenwriter and the producer, you know, playing off of each other, like just the little tiny
The micro expressions.
to like the absurdity of like, what? Why would you,
Yeah.
all of that. That was actually my favorite parts of this video, was just the micro expressions. That tickled me more than anything being said.
Well, I feel like everything he said was spot on and stuff that we've all kind of talked about or heard other people talk about as well. But it's just the presentation of it that's really good. I'm honestly surprised and in a way happy that, I don't know how to say this. It's like, I didn't expect that The Flash was going to bomb, even with all of the Ezra Miller stuff.
That makes you happy?
It makes me happy that the audience has the power, do you know what I mean, to actually change things. To be like, no, this is unacceptable.
You think The Flash bombed because of Ezra Miller's behavior?
Well, that's one of the reasons that they said.
I don't know how much that has an impact. I mean, R. Kelly continued to sell billions of records or whatever. I don't know much about the music industry. I'm just saying R. Kelly couldn't be taken down for the longest time.
I was just always under the impression that studios felt that they could continue to release things that are maybe subpar and audiences would continue to watch because we're invested in the franchise. But the fact that nowadays it seems like people are kind of pushing back and going, actually, no, you have to make a quality piece of work in order for us to go and support it and watch it. I don't know. Is that weird?
I hear what you're saying. I think that DC has been struggling anyway, though. Oh. The thing is, like, if Marvel did the exact same movie, it would have got $1 billion or close. That's my feeling about it anyway. Like,
did Ant-Man, the most recent one, make $1 billion?
I don't know for sure, but I can look. Ant-Man and the Wasp. It made $476 million.
Yeah, see?
Worldwide. That's not $1 billion, but it made its money back, right? Let me see. $200 million. It made its money back.
No, well, 200 million and then add on 200 million on that for
it broke even.
Marketing.
I mean, I don't know what the math is anymore. They keep changing it.
Sure.
Like sometimes they say it's twice, sometimes they say it's 1.5, like times whatever the express budget is. I don't
So
care.
some money was made.
Some money was made, but like it didn't make as much as it wanted to. I didn't like Quantumania. It was okay. The box office was still a good turnout. That's all I'm saying. I think The Flash actually was better than Quantumania. I enjoyed it more. It made me feel things more than Quantumania did. Watching that film and the nostalgia and the quality of it overall, while there was definitely issues and I had my complaints, believe me, I enjoyed it overall. I could not help but like think about, was this difficult shooting with Ezra Miller here? I couldn't help but think about that sometimes, but overall I still had, emotions. It would not surprise me if when it hits video on demand, it gets way more views and has a second life.
Yeah, maybe. That's just the audience, like, sending a message. Because there are so many options now, right? In order to get bums in seats at the movie theaters, you have to make it a theatrical experience. You have to, like, encourage people to want to go and spend that money, because especially if you're a family, if you're watching it in like a big format or whatever, and it's $20 per person plus the snacks and the drinks and whatever, it's a lot of money to ask.
How is The Flash not fitting into that?
I'm just saying, like, they have to do a better job. I don't know what
I don't know how much better Matt Muschietti could have done with that movie. Like, given all the hurdles he had in front of him, there's nothing else he could have done other than replace the actor, which wasn't going to happen.
Right, it's too expensive.
Well, no, I mean, it's not about the cost. I feel like Warner Brothers, for whatever reason, was really stubborn. They should have gone with the actor from the TV show or something.
Oh, God, can you imagine if they'd had Grant Gustin instead?
Yeah, like, Warner Brothers is just in a really weird predicament with DC at the moment. And just, like, they've had one setback after another. Black Adam was a mess, didn't do well at the box office, and then, the whole thing with Henry Cavill, and then The Flash, and James Gunn coming in and kind of redoing everything while these Batgirl getting canceled. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on, and so I'm a little bit concerned about DC at the moment because Aquaman 2's early whatever,
were not great.
They were not great, and so I'm like, oh gosh, where is this headed? I guess all we have to look forward to now is the whatever James Gunn produces. I enjoyed The Flash for what it was. It's like, that's all I can say about it. I was actually kind of hoping more people were going to watch it. I understand people's issues with Ezra Miller. I don't like what Ezra Miller did either. I had my own experience personally with Ezra Miller, so that Achara was part of. The movie was still decent for what they set out to do, and it made me fall in love with Supergirl, this version of her.
That was the biggest takeaway.
So, it was great to see Michael Keaton back, but I am someone who grew up with Michael Keaton, and Supergirl was hot. There you go. So, like, what more can you ask for? I had fun. The CGI was sometimes turdish. Well, let's see what happens when it hits video on demand.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, it could do, that's the thing, because like it's less money
Yeah.
and you're in the comfort of your own home.
you guys, thanks so much for hanging out. I'm Jabby Kawai. This is
Achara Cook.
Peace out.